Ryan Garcia says Gervonta Tank Davis just don't got that dog in him. He's saying that he will never fight a fair fight. He's always going to use some sort of advantage. And if you don't take that, if you don't accept that in the contract, then you're not going to get a fight with him if you're a credible opponent. Because we obviously know Ryan Garcia lost to Gervonta Davis in April, of this last year. And it was a good fight. It was interesting, but Tank kind of outclassed Ryan Garcia. And Ryan, he's reflecting back on that fight and talking about how Tank really won't ever fight him in a real fight. Gervonta Davis, he's a superstar, and Ryan Garcia, obviously coming off the loss, he wants to make up for that loss. He wants to ultimately get that rematch with Tank because he sees Tank as one of the best fighters, if not the best fighter around his weight class. So he wants to make that big fight, that big rematch happen again. But obviously you can't just jump back to it when the fight wasn't necessarily close. And excuse me, Ryan Garcia, he's gonna draw. Ryan's a big draw in the sport, Tank's a big draw. So that's the reason why I think the rematch isn't out of the question, especially if Ryan's able to go on a run. I think that if he runs into guys like Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, it's going to be trouble for Ryan. I don't know if that's the best way to approach getting a rematch because those guys are tough matchups. I always say that styles make fights in the sport of boxing, and Ryan Garcia needs someone to come forward. If you're not a come forward fighter, it's going to be hard for Ryan to have a lot of success. That's why I think Rolly is a good fight for him. I think Teofimo Lopez is a good fight for him, maybe Regis Prograis, but the guys that have the style of hit and not get hit, like guys like Devin and Shakur, those are tougher fighters for Ryan, I think. Even guys like Teofimo, Regis, I think those guys are still kind of levels above Ryan. But Ryan against Rolly is a very winnable fight for Ryan. I think he could crack Rolly, and I don't know if Rolly could handle Ryan's punch. So I'd be curious to see if Ryan's able to land that left hook clean and maybe make Rolly do the stanky leg, and like that'd be really interesting. Like, I don't know if people would give him the most credit for it in the world, but it's interesting to hear Ryan Garcia talk about Tank and say that he doesn't have that dog in him. Realistically, Ryan saying that Tank doesn't have that killer dog in him because when they fought, he implemented that rehydration clause, and then obviously the 136-pound catch weight. So I don't know how to feel about it. I'm not saying that Tank is scared of fighting real opponents because ultimately Tank knows how to perform, but Ryan Garcia is saying that Tank always needs an upper hand. He's never going to fight on an even playing field because he needs some sort of advantage, and that's why Ryan Garcia is saying he's not a dog. But at the end of the day, the fight went the way the fight went. Ryan Garcia took the L, so that's a win in Tank's book, and Tank has proven that he's going to perform under the bright lights. Whenever the bright lights come on, he shows up and he gets the job done in interesting fashion. And I think that's the difference between Ryan Garcia and Tank. I think that people are always satisfied with Tank's performances as opposed to, Ryan. He still got the stoppage win. I'm not taking anything away from that. He deserves all the credit for getting that win over Oscar Duarte because Oscar was right in front of him that whole fight, really smothered him, made Ryan fight on the back foot a lot for most of the fight. Ryan had to move a lot, and I think in a lot of moments throughout that fight, I was worried for Ryan. I was like, he's getting hit a little bit too much. If Duarte lands one really, really clean shot, I'm scared that Ryan might get stopped. But ultimately, Ryan got that stoppage win. Wasn't the best performance, but he still got the stoppage win. I just think that him and Tank running it back, the stars really have to align for Ryan Garcia for that to take place. And he sells a lot of tickets, so that's why I never say never. I'm just curious, what path could he take where it would lead to that? You know what I mean? Unless Tank's really willing to give Ryan a rematch like real soon because he can't get a Shakur fight, he can't get a Devin fight, or, a Teofimo Lopez, then I could see the rematch potentially happening because he's going to make a lot of money in a rematch with Ryan because Ryan still has that narrative of, oh, I wasn't at 100%. You fought me when I was sucked down all the way to all the way to 136, and then I had that 10-pound rehydration clause. So it was something that Ryan Garcia had to deal with that just made it harder. Obviously, you have to make weight, but Ryan Garcia he wanted that fight to be at 140, but the fight being at 136 obviously did him a disservice. And then on top of that, the rehydration clause is a big reason why Ryan Garcia is saying that Gervonta isn't a dog, because you wouldn't, if you were really confident in your skills, you wouldn't place all these restrictions. You would just fight at the weight, the given weight. Why would you need a rehydration clause? But obviously Ryan's a big dude, so they kind of wanted to take that away from him by sucking him down, making him dehydrate. And I think it played to their advantage. So it's smart. It's smart, matchmaking. It's smart management and advising on Tank's part. Smart decision making. But obviously, people are gonna, criticize and say that why couldn't you just fight him at a weight, and why did you need the rehydration clause? And there's always gonna be, credit to that, but also in the actual fight, Tank did what he had to do and stopped Ryan Garcia. So at the end of the day, that's the result that ends on their records. Tank got the W and Ryan took the L. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think that Tank doesn't necessarily have that willingness to be great because he's not fighting guys just at the natural weight and then no rehydration clause? I think it's an interesting topic to be discussed. I don't think so. I think it's a lot of it has to do with his management and team, but also I'd like to see him not place a rehydration clause and fight the best fighters out there. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
That's going to do it for another Nads Fight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.